Hello, Gemini. Welcome to Dove and Serpent Tarot. My name is Paul. If Gemini is your sun, moon, or rising sign, this is your reading. Please hit the like button, leave a comment. Consider subscribing to the channel, especially if this reading resonates with you. It's totally free, doesn't cost you anything. If there's anything you would like me to pray over, or meditate upon, or send positive energy toward, please let me know. Now, this is going to be a general reading, so try to be open and receptive to whatever may come through during our time together. I am merely the messenger, and I ask you to connect directly with each of these cards and use your own intuition to take you beyond the details that I might provide. And remember, Gemini, that the most important part of any tarot reading is you. And here we have the Eon Judgment, Rebirth, the Reawakening, the Baptism by Fire. Yeah. This is a really good card. This is telling me that you're right at the cusp of a very significant change in your life. That there is something before you that, should you walk through that door, is going to open up such incredible possibilities for you. Yeah. Let's put this into some context. Let's see what's going on here. All right. This is really good energy to begin. And I feel like this door is like right in front of you. Oh, we have baptism by water as well. Interesting. Interesting here. There's kind of like, there's action but non-action. This is almost like, this is almost wu-wei right here. This is almost the effortless action, spontaneous action. What sometimes we translate as non-action, right? This is moving forward by not moving, right? This is making this decision by not making a decision, right? So in some ways, it's almost like allowing something to happen here. Yeah. I wonder if there is something that you are trying to allow to happen. We have a strict blueprint of the future. I think you have a vision of what you want in life. And there's a certain plan. And I don't know yet if this is part of the plan or if this is just like that kind of like the risk that you have to take because it's kind of deviating from this plan that we feel like we've had in place, right? Now we've got clarity of mind, Ace of Swords, a Three of Wands. Interesting. The Lust or Strength card, the Death card, Four of Wands, and the Art or Temperance card. A lot of major arcana energies here. I am feeling that there's an older male energy around you right now. I'm trying to get a sense of what this is that's coming through. Getting an older male energy, maybe it's a father. Hey, there's my cat. I think that was it. I think it's a father. Some of you have lost your father, and I'm sorry for that. I feel like your father was a very, very significant part of your life. I feel like they were really like together with you, right? Like really supportive of your goals. Our patron cat wants to come and say hello, so here is TT. I feel like there's a father figure that has passed recently, and I feel that they're very much on your team. You know what I mean? And they were very, not too close, they were very supportive of you, and they very much wanted you to follow your dream, and I think that they helped you with that in some way. Maybe they put you through school, maybe they helped to like invest in some of the, or maybe it's just a moral and emotional support that they offered, right? And I feel like that was very important to you. I'm getting an S name, very strong with the S name. I don't know why it's coming through so strong, but it's just a really big S for that person's name. But let's select a mystery card before we get too deep into that, all right? And this is going to be one random card from the Smith-Waite Tarot. We are just going to set it aside over here. We're going to put Alien Simon Mork Ripley right there on top, and we're not going to look at that card until the very end. But it will tie everything together, and it will give us the confirmation that we need, okay? If at any point during the reading you feel like you know what that card is or you have a hunch, Just put your prediction down in the comments. All right. I don't know why she's meowing so much. Let's do this together, right? Let's make it interactive. Let's make it a group exercise in intuition. All right. Let's take a look around the room one more time. We've got a lot of major arcana. 2 majors over here, 3 major arcana over here. We got some fire. We got some air and some earth. We don't have any water. We don't have a lot of earth. And so I kind of wonder if there is something going on right now, and maybe, honestly, maybe this has to do with the passing or the transcending of the physical plane for this father type figure. I kind of feel like, were they the only one that really understood you? You know what I mean? I kind of feel as if that has kind of knocked you off balance, that loss. And I feel now it's almost like now nobody really gets it. Like they got it. They understood. And now it feels like that person's gone. They're not gone. They have changed their vibration. They're no longer on this plane, but they're not gone, right? So I feel as if their energy is still with you, and I think that we need to open ourselves up and we need to feel that, right? And I think that really is how we get into this next phase of this path that you're on, okay? And that is kind of this going through this doorway by trust falling through this portal, right? Maybe things are different now. Maybe this was an unexpected loss. I'm feeling also that it was something to do with a heart or arteries or something. I'm getting some like chest, like inflammation in the chest area with them. Okay. So I feel like it was kind of unexpected. All right. And it now has kind of left you in a little bit of a daze, I feel like. Because now suddenly this plan that you have, here's this unexpected blow, really, right? And what our steady path was is no longer, the 6 of swords that we have down beneath the surface is kind of, it's altered, right? This has become something else. And you're really someone, I think, that has a very specific plan of what you wanted to do and how. And it's almost now we have to kind of go back to now we got to kind of start all over. Well, you do and you don't. We don't have to start over, but we do have to accept that things are different now, that the timeline has changed, the path has changed a little bit. Let's talk about the Knight of Pentacles. This is you having a very specific vision of what you wanted in life. The Knight of Pentacles is looking out at the future, looking at the 10 of Pentacles and thinking, that's my best life. That's what I'm building. That's where I'm going. That's what I want to do. By the way, did a praying mantis land on you recently? I don't know if they're out this time of year, but I feel a praying mantis or something like, maybe it's a grasshopper. Something like that kind of in your awareness. I feel like they kind of jumped on you, or they jumped in front of you and kind of startled you a little bit. That's a good omen. That I kind of feel like is a message from Spirit. The grasshoppers and praying mantises they're very good luck. They're very good omens. I feel that that was a message for you, right? Kind of almost a message like to trust and take that leap, because you still have this vision, right? You still know what you want the future to be and what the details are. You had a very detailed plan of how to get there. This is your map. The 6 of Swords is your blueprint. This is where your heart and your mind were just intact, in harmony, in unison, and you knew exactly how to get to that 10 of Pentacles. But now there's been this interruption. And now it's kind of like, now the heart is feeling all sorts of things, and we don't really know what to do with that. And we don't know how this changes our path. It's almost just like it's completely stopped our path. and that now there's a lot of feelings here. How are we going to continue? Yeah. But this fiery doorway is still right in front of you. There's still it's still available. It's still there. It's just kind of pending your choice to go through it. Yeah. And these two cards together, again, they kind of symbolize us not stopping the progress that you're making. So I don't know if something's already in motion, but we're so, and it feels terrible. We're so just kind of just twisted up with this thing that we almost want to just call everything off, stop everything, pull the plug on whatever is going on in your life, whether it was maybe a career thing, maybe it was like a marriage thing, or something is already in motion for you. And now that there's been this very significant change in your life, it kind of feels like you're ready to just say, forget it, stop the whole thing. So the Hanged Man, to me, again, like I said at the beginning, is kind of that action through non-action. You don't have anything to do, but just don't do anything. Just let it go, right? Let things continue happening as they were. Maybe it's some kind of a, maybe it's some kind of a trip that you were taking, or some kind of maybe you're going on a retreat, maybe you were going on some business trip, or starting a business, or I don't know. Maybe you're moving, buying a house, some sort of a deal. And there's the urge now to just cancel the whole thing, right? Just to cancel the whole thing. These two cards are saying, don't cancel it, just don't do anything. Just let it flow as it's been flowing. Things are already in motion, right? We just let things continue, okay? And I think that you will be experiencing some clarity. And that's what I see with the Ace of Swords. The Ace of Swords is not knowing the answers. It's not even really any kind of certainty or anything like that. This is just a clear head. A clear head that knows it doesn't know everything. This is kind of saying like, there's uncertainty and I'm okay with that. Things are different now and my plans are just completely ruined now, or whatever. And that's okay. Right? This is a real peace of mind. This is clarity. And when we have this kind of clarity, then we're able to really receive those spiritual downloads, right? We have this antenna, right? And I feel like that's all the spiritual light coming in to us. And so I think that if we try to, and it's hard, right, to accept the way things are and not try to fight with it. We see some fire cards here, some fight here. If we can just say, this is reality, this is what I have to deal with, Did this person give you a jewel, like a necklace? I see like a gold necklace with a red stone, maybe a ruby or something set in it. It's like a pendant, like a round necklace. Are you wearing it right now? I feel like you're not. I think it's put away somewhere. Spirit's wanting you to go get that and find it and wear it. Yeah. The acceptance of the way things are is a difficult thing to do. But if we can clear our heads, then I think the path forward will reveal itself to us, and that we will we'll find harmony and peace again, and we'll be able to keep moving forward. And it's really what I see with the Three of Wands here too. Because the Three of Wands, I think, is you really knowing that despite what is happening around you or in your personal life, this is still something that you have to do. This is a big deal. This is a big leap into this kind of fiery unknown. And it might feel that you are now doing it absolutely alone. It may be it may seem a lot more serious now because of everything that's happening around you. This person is still with you. Okay, just in a different configuration of energy. But this is really the biggest thing that you've ever done in your life. Okay, and I feel like you always thought that this person would be there with you. Again, it feels like a father figure. It's an older male, though. Maybe I'm wrong about the relationship. I feel like you always thought that they would be there to go through this with you, but they're not. Okay? But I feel like you know in the depths of your heart and soul that this is still something that you need to do. And maybe the strength is coming through knowing that they are still with you and that they still want you to do this. Right? This is very difficult. Let's move to the path of the serpent now, okay? And as we do this, I'd like to ask for your subscription. If you haven't subscribed yet, please do. It's totally free, doesn't cost you anything, and it really helps out the channel. I appreciate that. Okay, the lust or strength card. We want that strength, right? We want to be able to handle anything that life throws at us. And we try. And sometimes we fail, right? Sometimes we get really just wrapped up in what our impulse is telling us to do, right? And I think that this is really you trying to resist canceling this thing or putting the whole thing, like just putting the kibosh on it, right? Just canceling it all, calling it off, sort of thing. It feels like it's just a phone call away for you to just call it off, and I don't know what that means. I just keep hearing, don't call it off. Don't call it off, right? So the strength really comes from you going through with this, despite how you're feeling. And there's not a second that you're not going to be feeling that way. But the real strength is to continue doing what we know we need to do. Even, despite how we feel. And we have to honor how we feel. We have to feel how we feel. And nobody is telling you how to grieve. Nobody is telling you how to feel or what to feel or how long to feel it. Right? You may feel this way forever. But the strength comes from knowing that this person is still with you. And they want you to follow through with this. Don't call it off. Don't call it off. Okay? I think what you're doing is, I don't know if it's a marriage, if it's I see a celebration. I see that you have to be somewhere like, nice clothes, wearing a smile, trying to be, personable and cheerful and all that stuff. But I don't know if it's like some kind of a ceremony, if it's a graduation, if it's a wedding, if it's a career thing. I don't know exactly what it is, but I've got that feeling of everybody's kind of dressed nicely and trying to talk and network and have a good time, really. And that's going to be tough for you. That's going to take a lot of strength for you to kind of put on that happy face and follow through with this, right? We've got the death card in the position of the environment. Yes, of course, we can take that card literally and say there has been a loss in your life. I think it's fairly recently, I think within the last year. But this card is also talking about change and the way that we understand the process of change. We knew this was going to happen at some point, right? I mean, I don't think anyone is really that much in the dark about life. We know that things change. We know that the unexpected can and will happen. We know that we're going to lose people. It doesn't make it any easier when it happens, right? This is kind of the card, unfortunately, that says life is going to continue to go on. And we don't want it to, I think that's why we got a four of wands here. We don't want life to go on. We want to call the whole thing off, and we don't want to go on without this person in our life, whoever they were. I don't know. Are you in sales? Maybe what I'm seeing is like having to go through with this this big sale, or something with traveling. I don't know if you're the salesman, or maybe this other person was the salesman. Someone was a salesperson anyway, because I'm hearing make the sale. Make the sale. What is, I don't know if that relates to this or if that's something different, but make the sale, make the sale. I wonder if this is the first person close to you that you have ever lost. Okay? Because I feel like it's really, there's this resistance to moving past this. And it really, this is really the kind of the strongest of these feelings that I've ever had, right? Maybe it's, I don't mean to stick with these details too much. Maybe it's not something with the heart. Maybe something with the chest, but now I'm thinking maybe it was like a car accident or something. It was something quick, but there was something going on with the chest. Okay, maybe a heart attack while driving. Maybe there was some impact to the chest or something. This is a tough one, but let's focus on the positive if we can. Yeah. And I feel like the positive thing is that they are with you, and that this is still something that's meant for you. Right? This is a grand opening of something. I keep seeing people kind of celebrating. There's a lot of people. Everyone's dressed nicely. Everyone's kind of smiling and talking. Maybe it's the grand opening of a business or a restaurant or something along those lines. Yeah. But this person is coming through, and they're just, don't call it off. Make the sale. Don't call it off. Yeah. We've got the luster strength card here. We've got the art or temperance card as well. Both of these are fiery energies. Okay. We've got the resistance to that fiery energy here. The Four of Wands is saying we don't want things to change. Yeah. We know that life is going to keep going on. We know that with the Death card, life continues to happen. Things evolve, things change, things happen. We've got to adapt and move, right? It's not that easy. We get stuck here. We don't want to move on. I don't want to get up and go do these things. You know, if we leave everything in place and you don't call it off, well, you still have to show up, right? I mean, you still have to kind of get up and put your clothes on and go travel to wherever this thing is. The Four of Wands is saying that we want to stop the wheel, right? We don't want it to keep going. We just want to stop things right now, or rewind it, right? I feel like there's a big financial, something very, very financial at stake here. I feel like this is some kind of a big deal. I don't know if this is a big sale, if it's a big grand opening or something, but it's something with a huge financial component to it. Okay, I'm almost wondering if it's a restaurant or something that's like opening. Here's that art or temperance card, and this is really the art, I think, of putting on your clothes, putting on the shoes, going to this thing and letting it happen, doing it, going through with it, kind of putting on that brave face, right? And we may really be hurting and suffering, but we do what we have to do. And I think this person wants you to do that. And they're telling me to tell you to get out your cards. Tarot cards, maybe. Get out your cards. I feel like not to take my word for it. Get your cards out. Do a reading for yourself. Their energy will come through. Yeah. their energy will come through. Maybe even get some of the same cards here. Get out your cards. Get out your cards. Let's look at the mystery card, though. Yeah. Let's see what's going on here. See what else is... I feel like you do a lot of like divination. I feel like you use the cards or the runes or the geomancy or astrology and stuff. But I almost wonder if, not for anything this heavy, it's kind of like it's good to do for, general life stuff. But something like this, I almost feel like this is kind of a forbidden zone, right? And I don't really like doing readings like this. I considered several times to just kind of stop the camera and not finish this reading. But if this is meant for you, I think you need to hear it. I think it is meant to be validating and strengthening and affirming, that this person is still with you and they want you to keep going. Okay. Let's figure this mystery card out. If you have a prediction for it, put it down in the comments. I want to see some water energy. I want to see a 6 or a 9 or a 10 of cups. Let's see what we have. We've got the Wheel of Fortune. Of course we do. You wanted the wheel to stop moving, right? The wheel does not stop moving. And it may feel right now that you are at the bottom of the wheel. You may feel like you're between the rubber and the road, right? Just getting ground to bits. But the wheel is turning and you will be back on top. It doesn't mean that the feelings are going to go away. It doesn't mean that you're going to forget about this person. But it does mean that you are going to continue on. And I'm not one of those people that say, it's going to get easier. Well, it might not. But life is going to continue happening. Whatever this business deal is, or this event, or this wedding, or this sale, or whatever it is, it's going to happen. It's going to be wildly successful. Your life generally will get easier and better and more prosperous and more rewarding. But your feelings, your grief may not ever go away. It may not ever get easier. Okay? And that's a fact of life. That is something that we learn to live with. Right? I had a liver transplant about 13 years ago. And at the time I didn't want life to go on. Right? But it did, and it continues to. And there are certain things related to that liver transplant that I now have to live with every day. That kind of pain and those issues haven't gone away, but I've learned to live with them. I don't think they're any easier than they were 13 years ago, but it's gotten easier for me to live with them. You see the difference that I'm saying, right? Did this person eat a lot of oysters? They keep telling me, remember the oysters? I don't know if maybe they tried them once and they didn't like them, or they just ate so many of them, or I don't know if they got sick from them or something, but there's some kind of a joke about the oysters. They keep saying, remember the oysters. Yeah. I feel like they had a good sense of humor. I think they were very serious, very business oriented, very practical, but then they kind of were the practical joke as well. They really knew how to really have a good time, especially when you weren't expecting it, that you're trying to have a serious interview or conversation. I don't know, were you doing some sort of work together? Was it like a family business? Maybe the two of you were real estate agents together, or I feel like you're both kind of out doing some sort of sales stuff or some sort of big business deals, but you're doing it together. And even at those very serious moments, he would say something that would kind of make you laugh, and it would be one of those silly moments. Yeah. They seem like a very happy person. I kind of hear them whistling while they're driving, that kind of a soul. Yeah. The Wheel of Fortune, though, very, Very positive energy. Things will generally get better and more prosperous and more rewarding. You will find it easier to live with your grief. The grief itself may not ever really go away, right? Anyway, we're going to do an extended reading. If you want to stick around for that, click on the link that's up here in the corner, or there's one down in the video description. New readings for Gemini every Monday and Friday. But I'm here every day. Just come on back, see me tomorrow. Okay, we can hang out. If you haven't subscribed yet, please do. Totally free. It doesn't cost you anything. And leave me a comment. Let me know how you're doing. Let me know where in the world you're watching from. And let me know what this big event thing is. I still don't know what it is that I'm looking at here. I want you to know that you're the most important part of Dove and Serpent Tarot. I thank you and I love you. And we're all in this together.